Reports about the rear cameras of the upcoming Galaxy S26 series have been pretty underwhelming so far. Basically, there won't be many upgrades, and the few upgrades that are coming aren't even where users want them most. For example, Samsung still hasn't ditched that old 10 megapixel 3x telephoto camera. Now, does the Galaxy S series even need a selfie camera upgrade? If your answer is no, then here's some good news. All Galaxy S26 phones will continue to feature the same 12 megapixel front facing cameras with autofocus lenses, according to Roland Quant. Yes, exactly the same as the S25, S24, and even the S23 before them. To be fair, the current 12 megapixel selfie shooter is actually solid. It delivers sharp images, natural skin tones, and great dynamic range. But the problem is, having zero upgrades in 4 straight generations makes the series feel stale and repetitive. Meanwhile, Samsung is already cooking up software upgrades. Stable One UI 8 only just rolled out, but the first One UI 8.5 builds are already in testing. And this time, there are some fresh design tweaks clearly inspired by iOS 26. Early leaks from the builds also show new features, like tools to help people with photosensitive epilepsy, and the first mentions of Galaxy Buds 4 and Galaxy Buds 4 Pro. But the real highlight is a new private display, or privacy display feature. This seems to tie directly into the rumored Flex Magic Pixel technology expected on the Galaxy S26 Ultra. Samsung Display had previously announced this tech. It uses AI to adjust pixels so the screen looks normal to you, but becomes harder to see for someone sitting next to you. Perfect for privacy. The leaked code for One UI 8.5 suggests that users will be able to customize how private display works, like turning it on only for specific apps such as banking or messaging, and even setting schedules for when it activates. Of course, Samsung hasn't officially announced the feature yet, and since it requires hardware support from Flex Magic Pixel, it might only be available on newer models like the Galaxy S26 Ultra. Traditionally, Samsung debuts these five One UI updates with its S series flagships, which means it's safe to assume One UI 8.5 will launch alongside the Galaxy S26 series in early 2026. More AI tools, more UI UX polish, and possibly the biggest privacy feature we've seen on a Galaxy phone. Stay tuned. This is just the start. Following our exclusive leaks of the two smaller Samsung Galaxy S26 series phones, which showed you the designs of both phones, we're back with the top-end model, the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. Same as with the other two smartphones, we have CAD-based renders of the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra to share with you. These images represent what the final model will look like, which completes our trio of leaks for the upcoming Galaxy S26 series. The Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra CAD renders. Speaking of which, we have 3 images to show you, and you can check them out. The device is shown from several different angles, which leaves nothing to the imagination. And if the images are not enough, you'll also find a video which will give you a 360-degree view of the device. While Samsung didn't reinvent the wheel here, there are some changes worth noting. We'll talk about the Galaxy S26 Ultra first, and later on in the article, we'll compare it with its predecessor. As you can see, the Galaxy S26 Ultra will feature a flat display once again. It will include a centered display camera hole up top. The bezels around the display will be thin and also uniform at the same time. The corners of the device will be slightly rounded, just so that they don't cut into your hand when you're holding the phone. Physical buttons are on the right side once again. On the right, you'll see all the physical keys that will be included. As per usual, the power lock button sits below the volume up and down keys. Nothing will sit on the left side, while the SIM card tray will be located at the bottom. You'll also find the phone's main speaker at the very bottom. A Type-C USB port and the S Pen stylus will also sit down there. The stylus will be located in the bottom left corner, at the very corner actually. What about the back side? Well, the phone will once again include 4 cameras, but the setup will look different. The camera placement will stay similar, but not all cameras will protrude from the backplate directly. 3 cameras on the left will be vertically aligned and sit on top of a camera island, which will protrude on the back. Quite a bit, actually. It is said to protrude 4.5 millimeters total, while the phone itself will measure approximately 7.9 millimeters. The camera setup on the back looks a bit different. The fourth camera will be placed next to the middle camera on the camera island, but it will protrude directly from the back plate. It will not sit along with the other three cameras. The same goes for the LED flash and an additional cutout for sensors, both of which are placed above that fourth camera. The phone's backplate, as you can see, will basically be completely flat. The frame of the phone will be flat for the most part. The very edges of it will curve towards the front and back, just a little bit, to make the phone more comfortable to hold. The Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra will have a powerful set of specs, that's for sure. Quite a few information did surface already, even though we're still months away from the phone's announcement. So, let's see what the phone is expected to offer, shall we? Starting with the processor. The all-new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 will be used by Samsung. Qualcomm confirmed as much during the Snapdragon Summit 2025, even though exact phones were not mentioned. The Galaxy S26 Ultra will certainly be amongst them, though. It will probably use the 4 Galaxy,